band switch. Let's see if this is expandable or not. Some of these are, some of these aren't. Tube sockets don't look too bad. Okay, so the output network has got the 10 meter position in it, but no wire attached to it. What about the input network? The input network does have the pin, but no wires attached to it. What do we got to do here? I gotta get moving on this. Alright, so I'm going to break this off into its own separate video, but I want to show you guys real quickly how to convert this thing to have 10 meters. So if you've got your tl-922a and you flip the knob and it stops at 21 megahertz and you want it to go and make it so it works on 10, you take the knob off, take the secondary drive indicator knob off, then behind that is a little tiny Phillips screw, specifically this Phillips screw, and it sits right over here on the outside of the knob. You take the knob off, then take the drive indicator, the position indicator off, and then there's a little Phillips screw. You're going to take the Phillips screw out, and that'll allow you to have access to the 10 meter position. Now, all the parts are in here for you to be able to have 10 meters. They're just not hooked up. You'll find for the 21 megahertz position, which is this can here, that there is one wire. This one here will be attached to this post here. Then you'll have a cap that goes across here and a cap that goes across over to here. And it's these caps here. This cap, these two caps here, and these two caps here. You're going to remove all of those caps. Then on the 10 meter position, on the input side, which is this wafer here, this front wafer, you're going to attach it to this point. Do not add any capacitance. The output side, which is here, you're going to attach to the back wafer on the empty spot. So you're going to have to add 2 pieces of wire. Then you add 100 puff to ground from the input on the 10 meter position. And then on the output position on this can, on the back corner, you're going to add 150 puff to ground here. And that'll get your input and your output tunes. This is your 10 meter can. This is your 21 megahertz can. Now, over here on the band switch, this is the hardest part of it all. You've got to undo these 2 set screws, and without messing up your indexing on the set screws or the wafer, you've got to disconnect everything on the band selector. And on the bottom, there's a single connector. Let's see if we can get the camera tilted down here far enough. This piece right here, that fiberglass covered connection from the tank coil, it attaches to the bottom connector on this board. You need to put a jumper between this pin and this pin here. And once you do that, bam, you've got 10 meters, just like that. But it is a trick to take this apart and make this so this works again. The trick is really this band selector here. You got to pull this cap, disconnect this wire, disconnect this, disconnect that, disconnect this, disconnect that, disconnect this. There's 2 connections on the bottom that you've got to undo. You've got to undo your set screws up here in the front. Your 2 indexing screws, one here and the other one there. Undo this nut, and then you got to take out that band selector. And the reason we have to do that is because, once again, this fiberglass covered wire here is attached to this front band selector board. Well, it doesn't go to anything, so you got to run a jumper from there back to its connecting post in the 10-meter corresponding position back here on a band switch. So it's a little bit of work, but it can be done. Okay, so now we got that covered. Let's go ahead and flip the amp around and let's show it working on all bands.